If you guys are stressing about the amount of games it took you to reach a certain point, you guys don't understand what's actually important. What's Paliber? Thanks for the dollar. Hello? Hello. So how Tinker, how Quickcast works is just one less button, right? And it's the most significant when you play a hero like Tinker with a lot of buttons. Because it's just one less button for everything.
Prepare for battle.
Something like this might be your last item build. It's just like way less buttons. So a hex, like, it's kind of hard for you guys to see, but I'm pressing basically every button at the same time, and it's really hard to do it if you don't have quick cast. So I just press QW, hex, space, and X. That's how fast the combo goes. But if you need to click left click every single time, it's gonna be way slower.
Heads up.
That was sucked. Have a good day, thanks. But like every time you need to click the hex. And it's also just better when you need to blink out from macro player. So when you're standing in the macro player and you can click this. Like the dagger is not clickable, right? Like you can't click. So what I'm doing is I'm just spamming blink in front of me when I press the rearm. That doesn't work. So I managed to blink out from this, but I don't think you can actually do this without quick cast. Is it hard to dagger out? What do you mean with hard to dagger out? I don't think that move is possible without quick cast, because what I'm just doing is I'm spamming T the moment I press the rearm. But if you need to rearm T and then left click, it's really hard to do it.
I can't wait.
No, it just goes to the mouse where you are. So the only difference between quick cast or not, quick cast makes it so that you cast spells on your cursor. So you just have to hover over someone and you cast your things. The one problem with quick casts, when you're not used to quick cast, what you're doing is you press the Dagon hotkey now. So what you usually do is like you press the Dagon hotkey here, and then you move your mouse and then you left click. This is how you usually do it. But quick cast users, they hover over the hero and then they cast their spells. You don't need to... Guys, if you guys are stressing about the amount of games it took you to reach a certain point, you guys don't understand what's actually important. What's actually important is you actually reached the MMR you wanted, or reached that high MMR. You guys should not be discussing, oh, I reached this MMR at 2K games, I'm a genius at this game. That's not how it works. Anyone who reaches a certain MMR, it doesn't matter how many games you played.
Your ancient is under attack. Radiant victory.
We're talking about Smurfs? The same thing I ever started reading was everyone started discussing how many games it took them to get to whatever MMR. You think edge panning is bad when clicking using mouse? Then clicking using mouse. Is it about starting items we carry for stats? Some regions too, but what was for support? You get more region than stats. You wanna have a region for your core. You wanna have you want to have a lot of region. But yeah, my point still stands though. Like it does not matter how many hours it took you to reach an MMR. As long as you got to whatever goal you have, you should feel good about it. You shouldn't. The reason people have like bad self-esteem and things like that is just you compare yourself to other people too much. Just compare yourself to yourself. What's the lane stage playstyle difference between mid arc and safe arc? It's kind of the same. You kind of just E the range creep and you push it, and then you just farm. If you play carry, you're learning carry. You get better at carry. If you play support, you learn better at how to play support, and you know better how to play support. It depends on what role you want to learn. If you want to learn carry, you play carry. If you want to play support, you play support. It's not really rocket science. You get better at the role you're playing. So, if you play all roles the same amount, you're not going to be that good at any of them. You're just going to be decent at all of them. Which is why you kind of should limit yourself to a couple of roles. And a couple of heroes for each roles. Yeah, I did feel like a lot of work. Now I start enjoying it a lot more. Because now I'm not as stressed. But playing competitively when you try really, really hard. So I tried probably about as hard as you can. Like I play like 15 hours a day. I study replays. I improve myself. But you know, sometimes you don't get results, and that's kind of what happened for me. I didn't get much of. I didn't manage to qualify for anything in EU. EU is too difficult.
Prepare for battle.
I did pretty okay in some online tournament, but that's not why I'm playing competitive for. I'm playing competitive to play LANs and play at the highest level. I don't want to just play some online tournaments.
In the bag.
So, yeah, it was definitely very stressful. I didn't enjoy playing Dota, honestly, during the last year. I was just grinding it because I had to. Because of my goals and aspirations. That's the only reason I grinded. I didn't grind because I felt like it was fun. Right now, I kind of like to play. So, it's a little bit like at work, but not as much. It's pretty cool. No. Kind of enjoying playing. And I'm not as stressed when I lose a lot.
That's a bit of all.
It's completely... Maybe I just stream. Because streaming is quite fun.
The battle begins.
Okay, I'll do it. Do you want to see this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're welcome. Region-based meta? Yeah, I mean, it's like... So how metas work is like, Dota is a little bit of like a rock, paper, scissors, right? Like there's counters to most heroes with heroes or items. And in certain regions, some heroes are very strong, and that means that in this region... So in certain region they play certain heroes very good, and then the counters to those heroes are also very popular. And that's how the meta works. Or what is your question? I don't understand. Like Razor. It's probably because it counters some core that they like. That the Chinese people use a lot. That the other region don't use as much.